Hello everyone, welcome to this week's stream. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, I see that some people I know are here. Hello Lisa, hello Neil, how are you doing? This is not centered, let me center that again. So there's always something with this software. Alright, we'll get there. Spending my morning trying to set up a Koji instance. Oh, that's a fun way of starting a Friday. All right. Hello, everyone. Just a minute. All right. I had forgotten to close the door behind me. You are everywhere. Hello, hi, how are you doing? So have you switched to Fedora KDE yet? That's a very good question. Let me share my screen. I don't know if you can see anything. You probably can't see anything because that's on the other desktop. Where could I move to here? I don't know. I could do maybe, what could I do? I could open this here. Hello. One of the more. Yep, I did. So I moved to KDE about, I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks ago or something. It's fun to have this desktop again, as I haven't really played with that since the KDE 3 days. So it's been a while, and yeah, I mean it's common. Things are not exactly as I have learned to expect them to be, but they work. There are some things that work better, some things that work a little bit not as good. I'm having some issues sometimes with, it's like not my keyboard, but it's like when I use the task manager, the task switcher with Alt Tab, looks like it does, while the transition is happening, it looks like it doesn't capture the other presses on Tab, for example, Tab without the Alt. And sometimes I try to switch too fast and I insert tabs everywhere in my code, which is not great. But yeah, there's this sort of thing, other smaller things here and there. The way the virtual desktops are done aren't exactly the same. Like you have on KDE, if you have 4 desktops and 2 screens, then the screens are inside the desktops. So you have the 2 screens inside the desktops, while on GNOME, if you have 2 screens, one screen is always going to be the same, the other one is going to have the 4 desktops. It's kind of a little bit different, but it's fine. It works. I was trying to replace Ubuntu on my desktop with Steam and NVIDIA, and at Ubuntu nothing worked with NVIDIA. Drop on an I leaped for F40 in Tumbleweed. Yeah, I haven't had to manage the NVIDIA problem for a long time now. But yeah, so thankfully I'm spared from this problem. But yeah, I know it's a problem. It's a very big problem. Okay, let me just open a new tree of tabs so that I can do stuff in there and move maybe. Not this one, not this one, move this one right here. All right, I have a clean tree. Okay. There's a bounty for sponsored work to get per screen virtual desktops. That's interesting. Per screen virtual desktops. Feels like it's already the case. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see. Support for the GNOME functionality is, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. So per screen virtual desktop instead of per desktop screens. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. I get used to it. It's all good. It's just that for some usages, some usage like streaming, for example, I have to set some windows to be on all desktops, which is fine. It's just a click right here, so it's all good. Okay. Hello everyone. Yeah, you do the same thing. I expect so. Say before we start with looking at the easy fixes, there's something that I would like to showcase. So Matt says, "And Bitcoin neither GNOME nor KDE supports it, yet it works in some VMs like DWM." Possible. I haven't tried something different for GNOME or KDE for years, but I always come back to those. Supporting it in X11 requires breaking some specs, which is fine because we are getting rid of X11 hopefully soon. All right. What's that screen moving? Yes. Okay, that should be better. Hopefully I didn't explode your... Wayland requires protocol to do it properly. Okay, so yeah, there's more steps. But I mean, if it takes more time to do it properly, we still should do it properly. Yeah, before I start, and I'm happy that you're here, Neil, because I'll talk a little bit about MirrorManager. There's been very recently work by Ryan from the CPE team on MirrorManager's web UI. And because it had been bugging me for a while that the web UI was so outdated, so old, with some things that were really weirdly aligned. I was like, I'm gonna fix that and move that to Bootstrap 5 at some point. And I started doing that, and I talked to Ryan about this. And he was like, yeah, you know what? I should do this. I've been doing this for a couple apps already, and I know how to do it. So he did it. Let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to use the STG instance. So I can show you a before-after comparison because there is no before anymore. It's gone. But you can see that the matrix on the front page is much more readable. If you go to, let me log in first. I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, it looks much fancier, and you haven't seen the forms yet. Okay, I'm logged in now. So if say I want to create a new site, I'm gonna go through all the sites. So I'm gonna create a site. It's this new form that is much more readable with actual toggles that look nice. I have this form, this dummy site. I have help things, like it's right there. I can set it to private, enable or disable it. I'm an admin, so I can have this toggle, but people usually don't have it. There's this nice export to compliance window. I create that. I have errors that are actually readable. This field is required. Blah, that's my password. The organization is Dummyland. So now I create my site, and the redirect isn't great, but we should fix that. But that's going to be a different issue. Yeah, I know. So you have this site now, and I can't show somebody else's site because there's password in there, and they are clear text. So as you can see from here, So I can do that, but I can say, okay, I want to add a new host. All right, no problem. That's not a problem. You have the host name, you have the country. It's much, much, much better. So I'm happy that the work that has been done on MirrorManager backend has also shown some ENGP in US. Huh. I don't know. Is that your browser settings maybe? The ENGB instead of in US? Oh, organization. Okay. Yeah. All right. Please open a pull request or a ticket so that we can set that, because I have no idea of the difference. It might be me. It might be Ryan, because Ryan is from, the other side of the world. So I don't know how people do that in Australia. Okay, and yeah, so you have that, and when you go to your site, you can see you have a nice place with the logs, etc., etc. Your host name is going to be dummy.example.com. Country is totally in France, of course. There's a 1 bandwidth. The email is not an email. I'm gonna keep it private. Thank you very much. And there you go, you have the site, and now you have this on the list of hosts right here. In your list of hosts, you have the configuration that you just checked. You have this, the last checked in when it has been checked by the crawler. And you can add the net blocks here, the ascents, you can have the countries, the categories that you carry. It's great. It's really great. For example, I want to add these categories. I want to add Fedora Apple, yay! This toggle you won't have, it's only for admins, but it's all good. And now I have this category. I can add a URL in there. URL is going to be, it's going to be http dummy.example.com/Fedora. I know I have my category here that carries Fedora Apple. Well, I should have named it Apple, but it's all right. You understand it. So I'm happy that the work on MirrorManager that has been done on the backend has also some parallel with the front end. It really looks much better now. I did some work on the front end though, improve the statistics that you see here. Statistics, yeah, that's going to be a little bit outdated because I think that I disabled the crawler on staging, but yeah, you get it. Propagation here. Yeah, the propagation is off, of course. But you can see that on the main instance, mirrormanager.fedoraproject.org. There you have more categories than you used to have. Because we used to have only the x86-64 categories, but I've added those because those are only for the mirrors that don't carry x86-64, and I thought that it was useful. Some mirrors only carry ARM, for example. Not a lot, but some. So if you look at this Fedora 40 here, it's very clear that we so the green bar, the red bars are when we update the primary mirrors, the primary mirror, and then it takes some time for all the mirrors to catch up. At first they have 1 day difference, and then the 1 day becomes 2 day difference for those who don't sync very often, and then it becomes shorter. It's even more clear on Apple, I think, because there are pushes on Apple that are very regular. So you can see, oh, there's a push, mirrors are catching up, there's a push, mirrors are catching up, etc., etc. I think it's pretty cool. So I'm happy that this is improving. And there's still a problem of the mirror page being gigantic and very long and taking quite a while to load. But Ryan says he's going to work on adding pagination to that, so you don't have a gigantic scroll of 1 million mirrors. Not 1 million, but you get the idea. Of 413 mirrors. So thank you, let's fix that. Yeah, you were curiously silent on the chat. I thought, yeah, that's likely that he's going to be working on the pull request. Okay, that's fine. What I would do on a regular pull request is use Git PR branch, my small tool for checking out pull requests and reviewing them. But right now it's a very simple change. So I'm just gonna merge it right now. It's cool. Yeah, let me change this window. Yeah, the shortcuts to maximize windows is also a little bit different. Let me close this. You don't need to have this. It's also a little bit different. So, but I'm getting used to all that. LGTM. So this is going to run the unit tests. It should work because there hasn't been a lot of changes. All right, thank you, Neil. So yeah, there's been work on MirrorManager, and I'm pretty happy that it's come to fruition. Thanks to Varian for working on that. I know it's a lot of small things here and there because it was a very old version of Bootstrap that was being used here. So, and he didn't only convert the Bootstrap tags to newer ones, he also made the form so much better. So thanks, that's really cool. All right. So I think that's all I wanted to showcase this week of the work that has been done. But I'm thinking I should actually do a section on that each week. Like try to, because there's a post on the Fedora discussion. If you go to infrastructure team, I think there's a report, or is it on Fedora Magazine? It might be on Fedora Magazine. Like a weekly report of what people do. It maybe looks like badges are broken. Who said that? Did I fix it? Yes. Okay, I fixed it. Okay. I think it might be on Fedora Magazine. Let me check that. Or on the community blog, maybe. Blah, blah, blah. No. Community blog, maybe? Oh, yes, that's definitely on the community blog. So yeah, Michal, or I should say Lenka here, writes a blog post every week about the work that we do on CP. Basically, it's CP plus, or sorry, it's not CP only, it's all of Infra and Range. Update from CP, blah, blah, blah. And I should actually, if there's things that are displayable, I should try to have a segment on the streams to showcase that. I think it would be cool. Of course, I can't showcase a replacement of a power supply unit on a server, but you get the idea. Yeah, okay, that has been fixed a while ago, no? Huh. Yeah, there's been a big update on the lists as well. If I look at the lists, Michal has finally completed the move to a more recent version of Mainman and Hyperkitty and Pastorius, which is not entirely different, but there's still a little bit of differences. The search is disabled right now because he had to rebuild the entire full text index because of how much time had passed since the last install. So that it's still in progress, and if you try to search for something right now with the full text search index, it's gonna bring the server to its knees basically. Yes, and Michal Linz and Michal and you, absolutely. I've only heard of Michal because he's been reporting and asking me things, not frequently, but sometimes, about that. So I heard about him. But yeah, that were the three of you. And thanks for the packaging also of all that and debugging all those things. So yeah, that's a huge improvement. It had been in the works for years. So yeah, thank you for working on that. Yeah, 5 years. Oh, it looks like I can search for this, or there used to be something here. Maybe it's my brother who considers that he's done enough parallel queries right now. He doesn't want to do anymore. Yeah. Ah, yep, crashed. Okay, maybe I shouldn't use that thing. Yeah. Well, it's still handling the load, and it's a little bit hard to. There's a lot to process right now on the server, so maybe that's why it's crashing sometimes. No, this is a pretty active list for APA users. If only it didn't crash. That's probably because the memory so when you try to do a search, well, let's say that the memory on the server is almost at its limits. So there's that. So it's kind of crashy sometimes, but Michal is working on it, and I'm confident that it's going to be fixed. Hopefully, well, soonish. Hopefully next week, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But he's been working on that already, so it's already underway. So yeah, big work on that. Well done, folks. What else? Yeah, that's fixed. All right. On my side, I have worked quite a bit on the. Well, I'm working right now. Well, these days I'm working also with an outreach student on a piece of software that will replace all the something to Fed message applications that we have, such as Discourse to Fed message, not Bugzilla to message, but GitHub to Fed message, GitLab, all the webhooks that are converted to Fedora messaging. And so he's working on there's an outreach student who's working on that. His name is Mehmet Baran, and he's been making progress. Hopefully we'll get that done by the end of the summer. And I'm working on that a little bit. I've been working also on Fedora Messaging recently, trying to add a feature that is currently ready for review. Finished that yesterday. So I have added a way to monitor a consumer in Fedora Messaging, and that's going to be pretty useful for our consumers running in OpenShift, because when you have a web application running in OpenShift can make queries, HTTP queries to it, to make sure that it's actually running before redirecting traffic to it. And that's pretty useful, but there's no way to do that with a consumer, a Fedora Messaging consumer. So I've added an embedded HTTP server to respond to those queries from OpenShift, and also to extract statistics about the consumer itself, how many messages has gone through it, as a receiver, but also as a producer of messages, how many messages were dropped, how many messages were rejected or failed, that sort of thing. And we may be able to create graphs out of that later with CollectD. So yeah, it's currently ready for review. There's quite a few changes, so if you want to review that, great. Take your time and go through all of them one at a time. The monitoring system is disabled by default. It was pretty easy to do, actually. Well, it took me 2 days, but it was still rather easy to add, because Fedora Messaging is based on Twisted, and Twisted has already a good framework for adding services running at the same time. So it was pretty easy to add an HTTP service running at the same time of the rest without disturbing the rest. So that's pretty cool. All right. So what could we do today? Well, did I miss something? Most space, all right. Yeah, nothing very visible here. Bug fixes. I should look into those and try to extract something for some. Oh yes, I know what's going to be. There's something else. So Fedora people needs a new skin. Really? Ah, yeah. Fedora people. That was another one that I wanted to mention. There's been work by Pedro, who's on our team, to replace the aging planet system with a new one. No, wait, that's not Fedora people. That's Fedora planet. I'll go on with Fedora people later. I don't know what's that. Huh, okay. That's interesting. I don't even know how that page is built. It's probably somewhere. FAQ on using your public space. Open one of them. Sure, let me open mine. That's gonna be not now. Still not here. Still not here. Okay. Git repositories, I don't think I have any. Yeah, okay, that's Git. Let me open my homepage. I don't think there's anything in there. Yeah, it's just, yeah, that thing needs a search, absolutely. I think it's a static page. I think that is a set of static pages. Well, wait, it's a frame, right? Because I'm currently looking at page 4 and my URL hasn't changed, so it's probably a frame. It's not a frame? Wait a minute. Ooh, okay. It's, okay. It is all in one page and it is tabbed by the, ooh. Okay, that's probably very big. So in my page, so Neil says if you don't have an index on Fedora, you have the half-broken list theme. Yes, that would be exactly what I have. Okay, so I guess maybe this is built. Is this built dynamically or is it a static spec? Ooh, looks like a gigantic page. Yeah, it looks like it's all there. The pagination is actually a little bit fake. It's all on the same page. Okay, I don't know how this is built. I could look into that, but yeah, it's a single dynamically generated page. Yep. That would be, I think it would be an interesting project for some people who want to do something with, JavaScript frameworks, UI. We could generate this as a JSON blob somewhere on the server, and there will be something dynamic like a view thing that people are enjoying writing, that will just, get this single JSON blob and generate the entire thing, and it will look much better. But what you were seeing before, which is this index page, is actually something else, I think. Okay, my browser is really overloaded right now. I think it didn't like me opening the source code of the main page. It's just too big. Because it's probably trying to do some, syntax formatting of a source code of a page that is probably some multiple megabytes long, if not tens of megabytes. Not great. Anyway, hopefully my browser is not entirely crashed. Yeah, I was thinking that. So, can I unload this? Yes, unload this tab, please. Thank you. How about that? Yeah, I think opening the source code of a page is unrelated to the site itself. So it's probably, yeah. It's probably doing that in a different thread, and it's unrelated to my tab, so I can unload it or reload it. It wouldn't make a difference. It would be nice if Firefox had a way to say, okay, this view source thing here, do not do it. Unload. Is that gonna work? Oh, I don't know. Hey Falcod, how are you doing? Hello, hello. Should be civil groupified. Yep. Well, yeah. Let's see how much Firefox is ready to do something that is so Linux specific. Oh, I can do that. Parts of Firefox. Let's do that. That's gonna be fun. System monitor. Where is that? No. I think there's something. Yeah, I think there is something like about tabs or something. No. Yeah. It would be nice if there was a summary of all the about pages, but I don't think there is. How do you open the task manager? Okay, there's quite a few of them because I haven't uninstalled GNOME, so there might be one that comes from GNOME. What is this? Looks like GNOME. Okay, Firefox, all right. Can I? Oh, it's only using 7.4 gigabytes. Hamburger menu, more task manager. All right. More? Where's my more? Maybe here? Probably not. Oh, oh yeah. Task manager, there you go. Outil supplémentaire, thank you very much. Okay, so it's gonna have quite, can I sort by memory? This one. Yep, that's probably the one. Can I close that? Maybe. Yeah, it's sorted by domain, maybe. Well, are you doing better, Firefox, now? Yeah, not so much. Of course, Twitch is using a lot of memory, that I am not surprised of. There's quite a few stuff here. Oh, there's so much stuff going on. Oh yeah. Can I close that thing? Yeah. Doesn't work so well. It's possible that viewing the source of a page is not really listed in there as a page. Or can I search? Can I search here? Can I have something like? Can I search for view source? That would be good. Meh. Interesting. Lots of interesting things like that. Click on the nom. Yes, that will sort by name. But so you're saying something like view source maybe? Just an inline search would be better, but anyway, that's gonna end up with a closed Firefox. All right, so so this is all good. It's all passing. All right. Oh, thank you. I'm pretty sure you didn't look at everything, but thanks for the review anyway. So, is it going to be unhappy with all the fedoraproject.org websites now? Nah, it's all good. Okay. So we were saying before we were interrupted by Firefox usage of memory. Yes, we have this theme here, and that's yeah. So you're saying it's broken? Is it gonna work? It does seem to work. It's surely not pretty, but oh, yep. Okay, there's supposed to be a Fedora. Yep. There should be more. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's nothing there, and the logo is not there. Oh, maybe it's loading. It's probably trying to load the logo from the CSS, right? And realizing that the CSS has moved, maybe. CSS fails to load. Yeah, I'm guessing that's because we don't allow this to load, or there's probably a CORS error. This data thing is different. It's from an extension. No. Network. Blocked by org. Yeah, that's probably that. Error failure. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's all blocked because I'm pretty sure that we only allow loading from fedoraproject.org websites. Yes, failure, failure, failure. Oh, 404. Okay. Well, I'm guessing that we've moved those. Line.png. Yeah, well, okay, this needs some work. This needs some work indeed. Sorry. Yeah, we should fix that. Is there a ticket opened? Because we could have that as a ticket, and then somebody would look at it when if they're interested. But it should probably start with a, yeah, it's just an Apache theme. It should probably start with a ticket on the infra repo, on the infra tracker, so that we can maybe advertise it to the community. That would be a nice entry level stuff for someone who wants to get into Fedora. For someone who wants to get into Fedora Infra. So, so yep, we could do that. Okay. All right. Yes. Let's look at some work that we could do. So Fedora Infra. This data grabber thing is possible, but it's more complex than you'd think. It's more complex than you'd think because we can't, well, if we query all the topics from the data number database, it might take a while. If you like, it's a reasonable time if you only look for topics in the last month, maybe. After that, it becomes too expensive. So what I thought we could do is we could have a view, a materialized view in the PostgreSQL database that would list all the topics for the past year, maybe, or something like this. That seems we don't want to have all topics ever because some topics aren't used anymore. So we could have a view that will be the materialization of a query for all the topics distinct over the past year. And we could use that in data grabber. And since we're doing that in a view, we could also add to this query the number of messages in each topic with a group by. And we could have that set in a view in PostgreSQL. And then once we have this view, we can have data grabber query it and display it. It'll be cool, but it's not so fast. So there's actually some work to do. Thanks for opening it. All right. There's also work to be done on data number. We have headers for the messages that are stored in data number. And sorry. And we currently can't research them. Sorry, these messages are stored as JSONB, so there is a JSON binary in the database itself, so we could query it with a JSON path query. It's currently not possible because data number doesn't have this in its API, but we could add that. Okay, what else? That's just project management for FastJSON, just taking the test out of the main package. Pretty simple, but it'll show you how FastJSON is laid out. The rest is documentation, very important, but not very practical for a stream. Use reuse for the license. Yeah, the license currently in Fedora Messaging is big blobs of text at the beginning of each file. Now we have reuse, which is a way to use SPDX licenses in the source code and make sure that it's all enforced and correct. We should use that in Fedora Messaging. All right, FMN. So in FMN, we generate notifications, and one of the ways to generate notifications is by sending them through email. In those email, we do not set the received by headers, which are useful for debugging. It will show you where through which hops this message has gone through, and it could be used to identify what were the blockers in the path of an email to your inbox. We don't generate that, and we should do that. It's pretty simple. It's in the RFC, so we should do that. The result is that when you have when you have a notification that is delayed. For example, recently we had a problem with the email server in the infra. We couldn't send out the emails. So all the messages were blocked. So you had notifications that were generated on day 1 and that were sent out to people on day 5 because the email server was blocked. And there was no way to know why this was happening. So having these headers would help debug this sort of problem. Also, the date is generated. I think it's not set in the message, so it's generated when it is sent out to the server. So it should be done differently. All right. So there's that in FMN. All the rest is assigned. There's work to do on MirrorManager also. It's currently not using a schema to send its Fedora Messaging messages. We should have a schema. It's not using a lot of messages. It's just sending a message when there's a new host that is being added, I think. I don't think it's sending a message when a host is being crawled. We could do that. But we must have a schema. Right now, it's not using a schema, and that's not good. Because we can't really do anything with these messages. It's kind of linked to the last one, notify and crawl failures. When a host is crawled and it fails, it's repeated 3 times, and after 3 times the host is disabled, and there is no message that is sent out for this when that happens. We have an email address for the sysadmin, so we could send an email to that person, and we could also generate a Fedora Messaging message that could be translated into a notification by FMN. So I think that would be useful. Right now it is disabled. It's not done. And as a result, Mirror admin can have their mirror disabled without really knowing about it, which is not good. It's not so good. The pagination of the mirrors page is being worked on by Ryan. That's good. And we could ask Flask Health, which is a small extension that lets OpenShift poll MirrorManager and make sure that it's running before redirecting the traffic to it on an update. It's pretty useful. It's very simple as well. All right, so there's work on MirrorManager. That's documentation. In Bugzilla to Fed message, we now make queries to FastJSON to resolve the Bugzilla emails to fast usernames, but we should add a cache there because it takes some time, and we should add a cache there. It's usually querying the same thing over again. So Falcon says, for me, picking F40 makes the page load endlessly. You mean in MirrorManager? Yeah. Yeah, that's because there's a ton of them. We should add pagination to that, but Ryan is working on that, so that should be better. It should get better probably in the coming weeks. Flock is coming soon, so there's more urgent things to do to prepare for Flock. But Ryan said he's going to have a look at that. Should be not so hard. All right. There's work to be done also on Fed badges, which is the consumer, the system that listens to all events on the Fedora Infra and converts that to messages. Oh, sorry, converts that to sends the messages through the rules. And if a rule matches, it's going to award the badge associated with the rule to the person who caused the action that generated the message. Long chain of consequences, but it awards badges to people basically based on events happening in the infra. Am I going to be at Flock? I am not going to be at Flock. It's just a little bit too far. I will try to aim for conferences that are in Europe, yeah, Flock is a little bit too remote for me. And also, yeah, there's limited budget, so it's always less expensive to send someone who's already in the US. So yeah, just more cost effective to do that. Multiple reasons. I'll try to be available on the Flock time zones to be in the workshops when there's going to be workshops. I'll try to make myself available for those. Going to the US from France must be expensive. Yep. There's not so many people US side anymore from Red Hat though. Really? Huh. I mean, there's a ton of people in the Czech Republic and there's a ton of people in Ireland. Is there not so many people in US anymore? I didn't really write that. I noticed the two countries in Europe, but didn't realize there were less people in the US. Okay. Over the past decade, Red Hat really hasn't hired so much in the US for Linux engineering. Okay. That's a bit too bad. I think Carl was the first US hire in a long time. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it should always be possible to hire individuals when there's something really appropriate for them and they're really like they have demonstrated what they can do in the community, etc., etc. But I mean, the regular hires like we need 5 more people to do this thing. Yeah, I understand that they would do it else. They would do it in places where, like the Czech Republic, where I guess the salary is less for Red Hat. At equivalent level of competence, of course. Next year, I'd like to come to Flock. Okay, cool. Yep. If next year is in Europe, I'll try to go to Flock as well. So hopefully we'll see each other. That'll be cool. That would be very cool. All right, so Fed badges. So when you award a badge, the system will next year it will be in Europe. Yeah. So when you award a badge to someone, the system recomputes the place of people relative to each other to have the leaderboard set up, and it takes some time. It takes about 10 seconds right now, which is a bit of a problem because it makes the UI very, very slow when you award a badge. Like when you click on an invitation, it takes a while to load and you don't know what's happening. There is no landing page. It's just your browser is just slowing and loading the page for a very long time. And then the badge happens, and that's only because it has been recomputing the leaderboard dynamically, synchronously, when you were awarded the badge. And it's not great. We could do much better. When a badge is awarded to someone, a message is sent out to the bus. So we could have the consumer listen to that message and compute the leaderboard when there's a new badge that has been awarded. It's not very hard. It should be very simple to do. And we should do that. So focus, I'm going to VA is Virginia, right? In September to my friend in Gatineau in August. Probably in a cruise in December. Whoa, that's a lot. That's about as much as I can do in a year, yeah. So Fed Badges has a list of banned users that are not really users and that we don't want to award badges to. But it's currently hard-coded in the source code, which is really not great. And it should be in the configuration file, of course. And we could use Toncryer to manage the changelog, because it's currently something derived from the Git log, which is not great. I'm going to stop there. Here are the applications that we could work on. I will let you vote on those, even though some of them have multiple options. We'll do one first poll, and then we'll decide which topic, which item on each application we can work on. So Falcon says cruise will cost right around 100,000 Canadian dollars. Yep. Well, that's a lot. Oh, I see quite a few people that I recognize here. Hello, everyone. The poll is up. Feel free to click on the item that you would like to see today. I can't see how many people voted. I can only see the proportion, like the relative proportion of people, of like votes for one or the other. Given the numbers that I see, I think there's 3 people who voted. You can still make the balance lean one way or the other. I'll give you 1 more minute. So let me recap. We have data number and or data grepper, probably data number with the headers JSON query. That will make it available to other people and would be pretty useful, I think. There is Fedora Messaging about the reuse spec to set the license in the headers. There is FMN to set the headers of emails being sent out. Okay. There is MirrorManager with multiple options, a schema for Fedora Messaging or Flask Health that is being worked on by someone else, and maybe sending out messages when the host is marked as disabled. And there's Bugzilla to fed message to add some cache to the fetch.json queries. We're probably going to be using something like Dogpile. Well, maybe not Dogpile because we are, yeah, it's synchronous. So we can use Dogpile and the memcached server that is running in the infra. So, and fed badges to set the list of bad users in the configuration file instead of hard coded in the source code. Or compute the leaderboard asynchronously from incoming messages about a badge being awarded rather than when the badge is awarded. All right. Have you made your choice? Right now, it's a tie. There are 2 projects that have gathered each 50% of the votes, and I think 4 people voted because I have seen a 1/3, 2/3 option at some point. So if someone else from the chat wants to vote, they might break this tie, or they might vote for something else entirely. Oh, Farcod is gone. All right, we have a tie between data number, data grepper, and MirrorManager. So, if it is data number and data grepper, that's going to be adding the headers JSON grep argument. So adding something to the data number API to be able to search for headers using JSON path. And if it is MirrorManager, Then I think I don't have a lot of time because it's already 4 here, and I have like 1 hour, I think. In 1 hour, I can totally do adding a Fedora messaging schema. I can totally do adding Flask Health. That's going to be easy. If you haven't used Flask Health already, and you have an application that is deployed by OpenShift, it's pretty useful. And I think it would be interesting to learn about it if you are interested in that. And notify on crawl failure. To do that, I would need to have a schema, actually, because I only want to notify on crawl failures with a schema. Because I want to specify in the message that the mirror belongs to a fast user, so that it's added to the usernames list and a message is generated by FMN for that person. So I need a schema, which means I'm going to have to write a schema for Fedora for MirrorManager 2 first. So I think 246 is dependent on 353. Updated 3 days ago, really? I haven't checked that. What was updated? Okay. Oh, it was just mentioned 3 days ago. Yeah, okay. Ah, yeah, that's Ryan has done some triage. Right, so I had opened Don't Disable Mirror silently, but it was not as useful as this one. So this one is from 2008. It's from 2018. Okay, that's more interesting actually. Okay, so I'm gonna close the poll. As I said, I have a tie between Data Number, Data Grepper, and MirrorManager. I don't know who voted for what. Anyone wants to pitch their choice in the chat, maybe? All right. Let's go with MirrorManager. Hello everyone, hello who's just arriving. So what we are going to do is in MirrorManager, we are going to create a schema for the messages that are sent by MirrorManager. Let's look at what messages are sent by MirrorManager right now. But first, I will take this ticket. Oh, there's sending message when the crawl succeed, but it should be a debug. Channel message when the crawl fails, that info, and send an error when it gets this. Oh, that's very interesting. Yep. I'm going to assign it to myself. That should actually be more interesting. That would actually be more interesting to the other ticket, but that's fine for now. Okay, let's open MirrorManager. Let's close this one, open MirrorManager instead. Okay. Let's just close everything. Do I have local changes? Not really, nothing important. Okay. I am going to create a new branch. So what's the name of my ticket? Oh, I don't create a new branch. I'm going to create a new project. Okay, 353. That's interesting. Okay, that's good. I'm going to look at Fedora Messaging imports in the source code. See, we are sending a message here when a site is dropped. That's in the web UI. You probably can't read that so well. Okay, so this is a message being published when a message is dropped. It's a weird way of doing that, but it's fine. There's message being sent here when a host is added, okay. A host is deleted, okay. And a host is updated, okay. Then in notifications, yeah, it's all in fed message publish, right? Yeah, it's all in fed message publish. Okay, so I can just search for that. Who's making fed message publish? It is in the views, the 4 things that I said before. There's a notify function here. Oh, that's for the crawler. Okay, we are in the crawler. Okay, so let's look at when the crawler calls notify. Does that? So let's look at if there's any call of notify by the crawler. That's the old crawler. It doesn't look like there is any. Oh yeah, notify start and notify complete. Okay. Is it actually used? Doesn't look like it's actually used. Okay, yeah, we could fix that. Okay, so we have messages about hosts being added, sites being added and deleted. And we have notifications about the start of a crawl and the completion of a crawl. Okay. Let's create a schema. How do you create a Fedora messaging schema? Well, the easiest way would be to use a cookie cutter template that we have crafted for you right here. And it's probably, yeah, we could probably improve it a little bit because yeah, we could probably improve it a little bit. Anyway, how do you create a new cookie cutter template? How do you create how do you create a project from a cookie cutter template? That's easy. You go to a terminal. I'm gonna zoom in. Maybe I should do that in a separate window. Can I do that? Yes. And use the other profile. Much better. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna use cookie cutter And this takes arguments. It takes the template as an argument, right? So the template can be the repo. So I could actually do something like this. Yes, delete and re-download it. Oh, Jinja 2 time. Okay, that's not great. Just a minute. Oh yeah. Apparently I've made improvements to this and I haven't published them. Not good, not good. All right. So, let me just commit my stuff. I'm going to commit my changes real quick. It all seems reasonable. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. Slight improvement for project.ini. Oh, you can see anything here? Okay. Okay, done. No. It's called pipeproject.uml. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to push those changes. All right, now that's going to work better. Name is going to be MirrorManager. Okay, done. So I have MirrorManager now. I'm going to open a new window. Fedora. Fed message, schema, MirrorManager messages. That has just been generated. Okay. We have a lot of stuff here already available. We have reuse. We have GitHub CI using the workflows. We have renovate setup. We have some tests available, and etc. We have a README. We have talks. A lot of things is already set up. Okay. So the schema. Okay. First, I'm going to make a pause to go to the toilet, and I'll be back in a few seconds. Thank you. Somebody's following. Yeah, my mic was off because I went to the toilets to try it, so I forgot to turn it back on. Thank you. So I was saying, yeah, there's going to be two categories of messages. One is going to be the one sent by the crawler. The other one is going to be the one saying, "Hey Samyak." The other one is going to be the one sent by the front end. So in the front end, we have two categories of objects. We have sites and hosts, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is a schema for the hosts, right? So, where is it? MirrorManager, that's not the one. Messages, that's the one. Okay. Okay, so let's open the regular MirrorManager. Just a second. Oh, not you. Recent MirrorManager. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Okay. So we know that MirrorManager sends that data about sites. Drop site, new host, okay. Host drop. You like the consistency, right? And host view. Host updated. There's nothing about a new site? Okay. Site view, site new. Yep, doesn't look like it sends anything. Well, there should be. Anyway, let's start with site drop then. So, or yeah, let's call it site drop, okay? So we need to define a schema for a site, right? Because well, in this case there's only one, but in hosts there's going to be multiple. Site is going to be defined by this dictionary, right? That's going to be the message. So we have a site here, and that's a JSON schema. And I can inspire myself with this. Oh, I can use that as an inspiration, I should say. So sites are objects, right? They have a site ID, which is a number. They have a site name, which is a string, and they have a org URL, which is a string, but in the format of a URI. And we are required to have, well, what's in the database? Let me look at the model here. Model is a little bit big, but that's a different issue. Lib model, thank you. Let's go to site. Site, that's right here. Org URL defaults to none and is nullable. Okay, so my org URL might be null. Let's just say that it can be null and it can be, it's optional. Or should I say that it's not optional as it can be null? Probably should say that. So name is not nullable. And as a consequence, I can have this as a required. So it's site ID and site name. And there's probably always going to be an org URL. It's just that it might be none. So how do you say that something can be null? Yes, like this. Type either string or null. Okay. All right, that's my site. Now my site drop. That's the schema, JSON schema, okay. Schema URL is, oh yeah, I have to say that. Message schema, okay. MirrorManager and everything below that. Oh yeah, plus topic. Okay, yeah, I should actually leave it at that. It's all right because there's the topic and the topic is going to contain MirrorManager. Okay. Topic is going to be MirrorManager.site.drop, right? Site.deleted, sorry. So I'm gonna call it site deleted. Site.deleted. That's my topic. Okay, schema sent when a site is deleted. Okay, I have my agent is going to be possibly a fast username. Yeah, except I don't have that currently in the message schema. So I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to change the format. So actually, I'm going to do two things. Oh, I'm making things much more complex than they should be. It's okay. It's okay for now. So there's site deleted v1, okay? I'm starting v2 now. So here I'm going to keep the system as it was before. So there's going to be just site, oopsie, just site schema. That's my properties. Wait. Body schema is actually, oh, hey, yes. I'm just gonna copy things around. It's not great, but, or I can possibly do something like this. Have you ever tried that in Python? I think this works. Site name. Okay. Yes, I think that will work. So string representation is going to be the body of the email. Let's just say it's the body of the email. Right now, we're not going to make something more clever for the string representation because this is going to be a deprecated schema. And we are going to deprecate it with site deleted v2, which is going to be a much more interesting message, but we want to stay compatible, so we're going to send both for a while. Okay, so site deleted v2 is going to be based on, well, not really. It's going to be quite different actually. Anyway, so it's going to be same thing here, but I'm going to keep the agent here so I can do something about it. Type strings, site is site schema, right? And actually, I shouldn't do that. I should make it smarter. Instead of doing that, I'm going to just this is going to be deprecated, but now I want things to be a little bit different. I want this site prefix that is pretty much everywhere to be removed. Oops, sorry. No. There's going to be ID, name, and org URL. That's going to be my site schema. Okay. Okay, my summary is going to be almost the same, except now I have access to the agent. So I can say has been deleted by agent, and I have here self.body agent. Okay. And my string representation is going to be site I'm going to improve on that. I'm going to return the summary plus I'm actually going to return I need the summary and I need the org URL probably. I mean, it would be useful to have it here. How should I do that? Probably this. Self.body. Okay. Now I have my body, my full length representation, like the body of the message is going to contain the summary and also the other information that I have on this site, which is the org URL. Nice. Okay, so this is gone. Mutable class attribute should be annotated by type. Okay, I mean that's so it's yeah, it's, I know it's mutable, but it okay. Okay, so I have my two messages. Yeah, of course it has to be on a different topic because it's not compatible. V2. Okay, that's what is that's what I'm going to send when a site is deleted. Good, there's one. And now we're going to do the same thing, but for hosts. What did I do? Not the right thing. So, hosts, what is sent when there's change in a host? So that's the site drop. That is host.added. Okay. What is going to be the content of the message? That's the content of the message. It's kind of weird, but that's what we've put in there. So host schema is going to contain, well, pretty sure I want to create a new one. Let's just say that that's, what is this? Host added? Host.added. Okay. I'm going to call it host added. That's my host added v1. When a new thing. Okay. So v1 is my compatible version. Host added when there's going to be a site ID, definitely. Okay, that's good. There's not even the site name. That's crazy. Why would you want to put so little stuff in there? That's really very little information. Anyway, that's how it's done right now. Let's keep it for compatibility reasons. Okay, so I can have a bandwidth. Bandwidth is bandwidth nullable? Where's host? Host is here. Bandwidth is an integer, and it is nullable. So with bandwidth, we have, sorry, that's here. Yes. With bandwidth, we have an integer. But it can also be null. Okay. And the ASN. Host.asn. ASN is an integer as well. Huh. And it is definitely nullable. Well, then that's easy. And I know I'm going to have bandwidth and ASN even if they are null or none in Python. Okay, so that's my schema for the V1. That's the current system. Hosts. I don't even have the name, that's crazy. On-site. Added. Okay, that's very, very little information. That's a bit too bad, but so site ID is going to be site ID from my body, and that's all. That's all I have. So I should do something like this probably. Okay. Now I have a better option here. I am going to use my site schema. By the way, inside schema, I would like to have the name. Is there a name? Yeah, there's the name already. So site schema is apparently going to be used in different places. So I'm going to move that to my base. Just like thing schema here. So site schema, thank you. And here I'm going to import site schema as well. So my new schema in V2 is going to be host added V2. When a new host is added. When a new host is added. Okay. Okay, I want my agent, I want my site, but I also want information about my host. Right? And I want much more information in my host, in the host. I'm definitely wanting those two, but I do want name. What else do I have? I want name, country maybe. Name and country sound fair. Do I want to send that for private hosts? We'll deal with that later. Org URL, nope. Okay, that's my host schema. Hosts name has been added to site name. So that's host name by agent. Format. Host name is going to be host.name name. Then, wait, what? No. Site name is site name, and agent is right here. Okay. And my body, right. So the summary, and I want to have I want to have more interesting things in there. Return host name. There's host name. I'm going to put all the information that I have in there. So oh, that's not hosted. So what information do I have? I have the country, bandwidth, and an ASN. Is it really useful? I don't know, maybe yes. And I'm just going to put the site here. Okay. Okay, that's my full representation. Okay, full string representation. That's fine. I think that's pretty good. That's for host added. Okay. Nice. So what happens when the host is, what else do we have? Host added. Okay, cool. Host deleted. Fine. What information is sent here? That's pretty much the same thing, actually. I'm just going to use those class again. Except this time, it's going to be host host deleted v2, host deleted v1 and v2. It's host.deleted, okay. Ooh, no. Deleted to the seat. Yeah, well done. Host deleted v1, okay. So what do I have at the moment? I have site ID, host ID. Okay, site ID, host ID, bandwidth, and ASN. Okay. That's my current system. That's host deleted v1. In v2, I want to have the same thing, actually. Did I have the host ID before? Yeah, I guess so. Yes. Okay. Okay. That's kind of similar. Good. That's my host deleted and host deleted v2. Okay, what else do I have? I have, what's that? Host updated. Okay, I'm gonna keep it similar. What's the message? Kind of similar to the ones that I just did. Okay, that's okay. So it's not host deleted anymore, it's host updated. Updated. And updated insight. I think I have pretty much the same thing. You know that calls for a host like a base class, right? Instead of cut and pasting all the things. So I should do something like host message v1 It doesn't have a topic, of course. It is deprecated. The schema is going to be different almost each time. I'm actually going to define a global, like a generic that's gonna a generic schema here. That's gonna be host schema v1 it's an object, it has these properties, but when we create it, we do not, oh, we could add it. Yeah, we could add it. It would be more, it would be maybe more, it would be, yeah, it would be compatible to have the create in host added, create, that's host updated. Host new, okay. There's a flush here. There it is. I'm adding the host ID so that it's similar to the rest, because it's crazy that it doesn't have it. Okay, so host message v1, I'm going to leave that to subclasses. And I'm going to do something like, I'm not going to define body schema for the master thing. So here we have a host message v1. Topic is this. So we have already defined that. Body schema is going to be this plus host schema v1. Okay. And I should have done the same. I should do the same for the v2 versions. So I'm going to use host added v2 as an example. Host message what did I say? What did I say? Related to hosts. So the topic is going to define by subclasses. Same goes for the body schema. The string I can keep, because I'm always going to have this information. So now I can have the actual implementation, which is going to be here. Host added, host message, sorry. Host message v2. The properties are this, and that's correct. And the string representation has already been defined. The summary I have to set. Host deleted v1 is now a host message v1. Okay, we've already said that. And I'm actually just doing host schema v1 here and reusing all this. The string representation is already set in the Hey, Haste 199 dar. Hello, hello. How are you doing? So host deleted v2. We are now a subclass of host message v2. Yay. Topic, yeah, we have to set that. This is correct, we'll keep it, and this goes here. Yeah, I'm doing good. We're doing good work, so that's always a good thing. I'm actually going to make a I'm actually going to make two. I hate repeating myself in code because when you fix something, you'll have to fix it in many different places. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a schema here and say, okay, this is all the schema from the superclass. So that's correct. That has to be removed. Type is object, host site, agent host site. All right. Now my host message v2 is going to have only what is specific to this. Did I keep that? I did keep that. So it's going to look like okay. So I should call that body schema, because there's also schemas for the headers, but that's fine. Okay, that's going to be makes things much simpler. Host deleted v2. Host deleted v2 is going to look really similar to the other one. And host updated v2, guess what? Of course, you guessed right. All right. Oh, that's v1. Sorry, that is v1. Sorry. v1 is, v2 is here. That was v1. v1 is actually looking very similar to this one here. Looks like the description should be yeah, there is no description. That's not great, but I guess we can work with that. Okay, so we have v2 with the v2, the summary. Okay, not too bad. Updated, so that's deleted. Okay, updated, yes. Oh yes, I have to make them depend on the host message v1, and this one is host message v2. Okay, we're not too bad. String representation is still the same. No need to change that. Okay. Okay, we have the classes for our host added, deleted, and site. I don't have a lot of time left, so I think I'm going to stop here. Just making sure that everything is correct here. URL, no. No URL. Agent name, yes. Usernames, yes. Groups. Oh, I don't think there's ever going to be groups, and definitely not packages or containers or modules or flatpaks. That can go away. Groups. Is it affecting groups? I don't think that's going to affect groups anyway. I don't think that's ever going to affect groups. Okay. So we have something. No. How's that? No. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not a debugger. Do I have access to, do I have run and debug? No. Okay, go away. Do I have some, oh yeah, that's testing. There we go. Okay. Run all the tests. So it's going to fail because there's something called test thing, which makes absolutely no sense. I'm going to remove this thing here. In tests, I'm going to replace that by test host. Anything interesting in there? There's no such thing as thing. The body is going to be dummy user and thing is going to be, well, thing is going to be dummy host. So in dummy host, you have a host, you have a name, you have a bandwidth, and you have an ASN. And I think that's all. So I'm going to create this host. Okay. Host added v2. All right. No. Yeah, that's really bad. Message.agent name dummy. Well, that's pretty much everything I want to test. Assert message dot summary. Yeah. Hosts. Where is it? Oh, that's in host. Okay. It's quite a few things. Full field string summary. Okay. I'm going to do that. Oh, that's where all my stuff went. Not agent avatar, agent name, of course. And summary is going to be host dummy has been added to. Oh yeah, I'll need a site. Site dummy host by dummy user. That's going to be the thing. Of course, here I need a site. Dummy site. There's an ID. There's a name. So name here is dummy host. Name here is dummy site. There's going to be an org URL that's none, and I have the right to do that. All right, so my test host here is going to be host and site. And here, of course, site, dummy site. Okay, there's not much difference between minimal and full, actually, because there aren't really optional stuff in there. Missing fields, yay. Host ID equal 1. Host added v2, okay, that's fine. String, well, I'm already testing that here. Set a string of my message is equal to, well, the summary again. With a new line. Let's do it like this for now. Okay, that's missing field, a string, and the summary. I'm all testing that above anyway. That's a bit redundant. Okay, now my common test properties. Okay, that's going to be host added v2. And I'm testing the common things. So the agent avatar, that's going to be in host where we have an agent. Here in common, we have nothing else. Yes, there's this. I'm testing that in hosts. Should actually be here. Done. And test common is all but empty, but that's fine. Oh, site. That's going to be site. I'm going to use site. Site deleted v2. Good. Oh yeah, that's called site here. Okay. Okay, that's good. Let's try the tests. MirrorManager.messages.thing, where is that imported? In test host, really? In test host? You do that? You do not do that. What are you saying? Do it again. Oh, yes. Sorry. That's definitely not here. That is here. From host import. Well, there's all of them. Host added v1, host added v2, host deleted v1, host deleted v2, host delete. I shouldn't really import things like this, right? I'm just gonna let users pick from host and site directly. Okay, run my test, please. And it failed because no module name MirrorManager.thing. Oh yes, of course. That will be in my pipe project file. All right. There it is. MirrorManager.host.added.v1. That's the v1. Okay, there's that. And there's added v2. And there's, oops, there's I guess deleted except this one is going to be wrong. There's v2 here and v2 here. Okay, and then I have host dot updated. And I have hosts, well, same stuff, except it's v2. Right, and now I cite. It's deleted basically, right? And this here is site deleted. Okay, now I can maybe run my tests. Run again. It's failing. Think there's still things somewhere. It's still getting the old version. Let me, I need to do a poetry install and maybe run the tests again. Maybe it has to update the metadata. Ooh, some things fail, but some things pass. That's good. Okay. So I have this test properties that worked, test missing that worked, test minimal that doesn't work. Okay, what was the output of that? Message.validate, and that fails. Country is a required property. Okay, yeah, my bad. All right, how about that? Still failing. Return non-string. Oops. Return. Summary and oh yes, that's not good. I'm going to, if I do that, I'm returning a tuple. I want to return a string. Ah, that's better. So and of course, those are F strings, right? Let's try again. Yep, that's my test that's wrong, but that was expected. I was expecting that. Okay, let's run the test again. And it worked. All my tests passed. Okay, so I think I have something that could be used. Oh, hello, Lost Wing. Sorry, I didn't see the chat. Am I into cybersecurity? No, I am not. I'm somewhat familiar a little bit with cybersecurity, but that's all. Yes, you are right to assume no. So Lost Wing, hello, Lost Wing. Do I work with tkinter in Python? I have never worked with tkinter in Python. I think that if I wanted to write some graphical user interface, I will not go with tkinter because it's really outdated. I would personally either go with GTK binding or Qt binding. I would probably go with PyQt. Yeah, it's said to have the best bindings for graphical user interfaces. If I really wanted to have something that integrates well into the GNOME desktop, maybe it would make sense to have something bound to GTK and GObject, etc., etc. So I can have access to the desktop API, to the desktop's API in an easier way. But basically, I would go with PyQt, I think. Am I busy right now? Yeah, I'm about to finish the stream. I've been here 2 hours and I have other things that I need to do after that, so sorry. I have no experience with PyQt though. I just know that it's good. Sorry, can't help. All right. So my test pass. I have something that I can use for the part of MirrorManager that sends messages from the web UI. I think I can replace all those calls with the right one, calls to the right schema. But I don't have time for that right now, so I'm going to do it another time. Not next week because I'll be off next week, but I will come back the week after that, which is on the 26th of July. All right, I think that is all I had for you today. What's that? Can I put that on every desktop? Yes. Okay. I mean, never mind. I don't care about what module I use, but I just need some help because I don't know where to start with. Well, the first thing I would do is go to the PyQt documentation and do their tutorial. They have a tutorial there. I would go with that. And once you have done that tutorial, they will have explained the basics of starting up an application in PyQt and doing the basic things, and then you can adapt to whatever you need to do. I'm looking at where I could send you. Not a lot of Python coders right now, but it's not really the best time for that, so that makes sense. Meh. I'll do some research for next time, and hopefully I'll come up with something useful. So I'm going to stop that, and maybe we'll finish that next week. No, not next week, but the week after that. And if not, maybe we'll do something else next time. That's fine too. Oh, thanks Neil. Thanks for sending that URL. All right. Okay, well, I'm gonna stop there. Closing the screen. Hello. All right, it's been a pleasure, and I'm happy that we had a section on things that were notable that my colleagues did or people in the community did, and I need to think about doing this next time as well, like doing some showcase of the work of people in the team. I think that's a good thing to do, and also I'll try to remember that for next time. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and in the meantime, take care of yourself, take care of the people you love, people around you, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.